Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you from Hot Springs, North Carolina on the Appalachian Trail. What the name of Ned am I doing in Hot Springs? To find out, stick around. Well y'all, I'll tell you what I'm doing here on the trail in Hot Springs, North Carolina. I am doing a little day hike from Hot Springs to Allen Gap, a little past Allen Gap, up there near a hostel. It's only about 16 miles, but I've had a ton of through hikers that have messaged me through my Facebook page at Ramdino Roaming the Trails, and I greatly appreciate that, guys. Y'all have spurred me on, and I like to get out on the trail at least once a month anyway, and I got to looking at my schedule and what the weather's going to do next week, and this is the only opportunity that I was going to have to get out on the trail. And I just kind of get antsy and itchy feet when I don't get my trail fixed for the month. I usually try to get out every 6 weeks, and so this is the only time I'll get out in June. I will be back out on a long one for long overnighter, 4-day overnighter. Probably do the Smokies in July, but this is all I could get in for June, so I'm pumped up about that. So I'll be sharing this with you, and hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Boy, if I was on a through hike, boy, what I wouldn't do to get in this water right here. Take me a nice swim. That looks like a lot of fun. All right, so coming up out of Hot Springs, of course, you're coming out of lower elevation down to the river, so you're going up. But the trail's got a lot of switchbacks, decently graded. Got a neat little river walk for, I don't know, a couple tenths of a mile. Some camping spots down there in case you don't want to stay at one of the hostels in town, or they're booked up, or you won't get the norovirus. You recall from an earlier video about the norovirus where several hostels had to shut down for cleaning this year. So anyway, good place to stay down there on the river. Get in the river if it's not too cold. Get in the river if it is too cold. In any case, coming up out of the river, decent switchbacks, decent graded trail. So we'll see in just 15 minutes I've already gained quite a bit of elevation. And continuing to do so. See if I can get you a decent view of Hot Springs here. Probably not right now, but I'll see if I can get you one later. All right, continuing the mission. Well, as usual, just want to open my mouth about switchbacks. You get this. Rock. But pretty neat little rock scramble. I think there's a overlook up here. I heard somebody back there on the trail, family outing, said there's something called Lover's Leap up here. So might be it back here. Take a look. Oh crap, I missed the trail back there. Dang. All right, I guess it goes back around. All right, so Here's a blaze on a tree. I missed that. I went straight there. Should have come on around this rock scramble here. So now I think I'm back on the trail. See, even for somebody that's been on the trail for a couple hundred miles, it's easier to get turned around sometimes. Try doing it at night, or better yet, don't. Anyway, we're climbing up, climbing out. All right, it's been on the trail now for close to an hour. Still on my climb up out of Hot Springs, with the exception of a few short little stretches of 50 yards, more or less. It's a bit all uphill. Since I come up the face of the gorge there, it's been not near as extreme, or not near as elevation gain. Can't even think of what you call it now per foot. Anybody can remind me of that, leave that in the comments. Anyway, still slack packing. It's still ain't no easy task. Can't imagine coming up with full trail weight. Well, I can, but I like it this way better, although it means I'm only out here for a short time. Some stealth campsites along the way, so quite a bit of those. Most of them have been clean. One of them was a mess. I'm hoping that's townspeople and not hiking community people, but anyhow, I think Gut Hooks has this section at like a 8-mile climb up. So I'm still doing the 8 miles. Hadn't checked Gut Hooks yet to find out how far along I am. Carrying on. Trail's been maintained very well. So whoever has this section, great job, trail maintainers. Oogie-doke. Alright, so I no sooner got the words out of my mouth than I ran into a trail maintainer. What's your name, friend?
My name's Tim.
Hey Tim, what's your group you with?
Carolina Mountain Club.
Carolina Mountain Club.
Yep, volunteer trail maintenance organization.
Okay. And Tim's got his cutters, and he is cutting one weed at a time up here. And I was just telling him what a great job he's doing. So what else you got? You got anything else in your pack other than water? Or is that your job for the day, is cutting weeds?
Water and a handsaw.
Water and a handsaw.
Yeah, we got about a 3-mile section here I'm doing.
Okay, so I guess you'd be, what, all the way to the Tanner Gap, or is that too far?
Not that far, not near that far. Pump Gap. I got another
Pump Gap.
maybe mile to go.
Okay.
A mile and a half, something like that.
What time did you start this morning?
What time did I start? About 7:30.
Awesome. So you have a day job, or are you retired?
I'm a retired school counselor.
Awesome, awesome. My wife's she teaches 3rd grade.
Oh really?
Yeah. I'm from Shelby, North Carolina, so she teaches in Cleveland County school system.
Yeah, great.
So
where'd you start hiking?
I just started down at Hot Springs. I'm just out here for the day. I'm going all the way to Allen Gap.
Sounds great.
So we'll see if I can make it.
Long hike, yeah.
It is, but hey.
Make it, yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem. I guess I'm gonna enjoy the views while I can, because I know once I get back in the woods, there's probably not much views back there, is there?
Yeah, we definitely have a sunny spot here. That's why there's so much brush grown up here that I'm having to deal with. Right? It's just one spot here. So,
well, listen, I appreciate y'all doing a great job. Thanks a lot.
I appreciate it.
You have a good day.
Enjoy your hike, yeah.
A lot of this trail out of Hot Springs, well, it's like the rest of the trail, Green Tunnel. It just occurred to me that this is the first trip I've had since they pulled that tooth. I've always been concerned that tooth was about to fall out of my head, and when I wipe sweat off my forehead or something, put my tracking poles in my hand, I've always been worried I'm gonna hit them against something and hit myself in the mouth and break my tooth. So now I ain't got that tooth. I got a partial fake tooth, but for the time it's temporary. But anyway, I just thought that was pretty funny. Thinking about that, I don't have to worry about that anymore. This nice little section through here, it's in the shade. I'm coming up to the pond, and another mile or so that everybody shows coming out of Hot Springs is kind of up in the hills. All right, chat with you in a bit. Coming through a section now where a lot of die-off of, looks like firs. Had my shuttle guy said that it was from fires, and there is some fire scar, but you know, it's not up in the others, not in all the trees. And I'd seen a sign back there for, at Pump Gap that this was from the woolly aldergid. I think aldergid, some type of woolly worm that has killed all these firs and balsams in here. So, but these look like, these are hardwoods. These are oaks and poplars. So I don't know what's killing all this in here, but maybe it was a fire from 2017 or some other fire, but definitely something's killed them. All right, so Gut Hook shows this being a year-round water source, and must be pretty dry up here, because I mean, you could get some out of it, but you'd be hard pressed, and it would take a while, and it won't be but another week or so, and this one will be completely dried up. So that was one thing my shuttle pilot was telling me about, was folks around here concerned about forest fires because it's getting so dry. And that source shows it to be a good source according to Gut Hook. So I hate to see a quasi source that Gut Hook shows, you know, where they got the half droplet of water. That was a full droplet of water. But I'm coming to this pond up here in just a bit, so it should have water in it. But if you're coming up out of Hot Springs, don't count on that for a water source. It's pretty amazing, in the middle of nowhere, up on top of this mountain, to come up on this concrete dam. How the heck did the concrete get up here? Much less, why is it up here? But it's, I don't know, 30, 35, 40 feet tall back here. It's crazy. And just a pond in the middle of nowhere. I don't see any type of sluice for it where it was maybe a mill pond. Pretty amazing. I don't know if I want to get any water out of this. Maybe there's water over there, the head of it, but pretty dang unusual. Okay, so mystery solved on the pond. There is a road, Mill Ridge Road, as a matter of fact, back up in here. So I'm sure this road's been here a while. Now, when you come, pond's right down there. When you come up here, you'll see the blaze with that you're going to make a turn. You'll hit the hard top here, hard pan. All right, and you might think that you would hit that trail marker there, which is, I think it says Mill Ridge. Okay, you would think that, but you would be wrong. You have to look up the hill. If you look up the hill, there's a blaze right there, and then I almost missed that one because it's grown up, but if you look way up the hill, you'll see a blaze up there as well. So don't go down the Mill Ridge Trail or you'll be wrong. All right, this would be easy to see these blazes in the winter, but with them all growed up, I about missed them. But I did see that one at the top shining at me. Here we go. Okay, so once you get to the top of the hill, the blaze that was shining at me, you're going to have the intersection of several other trails. There's a forest road that goes down that way. The road continues up this way. There's also a gate Forest Service road that goes that way. Both of those are wrong. If you look up there, you'll see that it's like a poplar with a blaze shining on it. So that places me on the AT. You can miss it. So I don't know how far I stay on this. There is a, if I stay on this to Tanyard Gap or not, we'll see. Tanyard Gap has it's a pedestrian bridge now, but it's large enough, heavy enough for traffic or light truck traffic. So that may be just a Forest Service road to get back in here to fight fires and stuff. But anyhow, we're keeping on going here and see where it leads us. But we know we're on the trail because of the blaze. Alright, so here is the bridge. Crossing over the highway here. This is Tanyard Gap. And the gate's open, so anybody can drive up here that wants to. There's actually a Mill Ridge trailhead that's up there. So I've passed a few day hikers on the trail, no through hikers, but they would be in front of me if they're no-bo anyway, because I didn't get started till about 10:30. So the next couple miles will be a repeat of when Mrs. Ramdino and I came up here and went to Rich Mountain Fire Tower. So I'll leave a link for you to see that. I won't refilm that. I'll catch up with you after that area, that section. Alright. Alright, so this is where I diverted from the trail last time. It goes to Rich Mountain Fire Tower up that blue blaze. Not going to do that because I've already done it. And the trail takes a right here. So I'm going to go that direction, and now I'll be on, since I've done Tanyard Gap to Rich Mountain, so now I'll be on Virgin Trail for me. Just passed through hiker Chuck. So he has definitely got his trail legs. There ain't no way I'll keep up with him. Of course, he's probably 20 years my junior too. Anyhow, we are hanging a right and heading toward this shelter. Probably get us some lunch there. Well, that ain't no dog poop. And looks like it's around near the shelter. I think I'm coming down in here to this gap. Looks like it's gonna be the shelter, but of course that's where bears like to hang around and get them food bags. That looks like a pretty good size one there. Let me get on out of here. Well, I am coming into my last mile push for the day. Been a great day, 16 miles on the trail, about 8 hours, so that's somewhere 16 plus, so that's somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 miles an hour. I'm okay with that. Usually I do is about 2.5 to 3, but I'm good with that because it felt like it was all uphill. I don't know what the elevation loss versus gain is. I'll leave check it out on gut hooks, and I'll leave that a graph here. We can see if I gained more than I lost. But in any case, if you recall from my last trail video where I did knock to Fontana, and the last day pushed a 22 mile. Day was 16. That's kind of my sweet spot right now. That's what I enjoy doing. I'm tired, tuckered out, no doubt. If I had a shelter and I was on the trail where I'm at physically right now, I'd keep it at 16. Maybe even a little shorter, maybe 14. But anyhow, it's been a good day. Appreciate y'all coming along with me. Hopefully If you're a Nobo, you'll see the trail conditions as you come up through here. Maybe use it a little research, but hopefully if you're a section hiker or a section hiker wannabe, then you'll come on out and try this section. Pretty good section, easy to find a shuttle and walk back to the truck or whatever vehicle you got. So that's all I got for you today, folks. And as always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.